Today we're going to talk about tech neck. You may have heard tech neck somewhere thrown around. It's basically a condition from looking down so much at our devices, our cell phones, our tablets, and everything else that we start to have a problem with the formation and the shape of our cervical spine. We're supposed to have a curve in our neck, and it helps you absorb shock, sort of like this, every time you heel strike as you go through what's called the normal gait cycle. It's gotten so bad that kids are actually growing what they call like a horn out of the back of their head. And what's happening is the main ligament attached to the very center back of your head attaches to a bone, and that bone ends up getting so thickened because of the constant pulling on it. The body adapts by putting more calcium down. So it's actually growing. It's already a little protuberance normally, and then it grows into almost like a horn-like structure, which is really kind of a problem. The body's reformulating itself, which God knows what that can lead to. But if you're dealing with tech neck, you're dealing with a lot of symptoms usually. Headaches, neck strain, shoulder blade pain, even thyroid issues, because the neurology of the thyroid is in the neck. And you're gonna end up with, disc bulges, disc herniations, arthritis at an earlier age. So it really has become a problem. And I wanted to just spend a little bit of time trying to get you out of it to understand what we can do to reverse it. Because a lot of us are still gonna have to look down at our jobs and at our phones. That's not going to go away real soon. So let's find out what we can do to bring that back. So let's give you a couple of basic ideas. The first thing, you want to stand up more. Standing workstations have been shown to raise the entire body up, obviously, and it raises the chin and the head up. People are more likely to look up at a standing workstation. And if you're doing something with your cell phone, try to keep it out of your lap. A lot of people put their elbows on a table and hold the cell phone like this. The idea is to leave a space in here. If this is open, at least a fist distance, you're going to be able to put that curve in the neck. And that's how the vertebrae are designed to absorb shock and align themselves with 30 degrees of curve, which kind of looks like this, not like that. That will damage your neck over time. It's okay to look down, don't get me wrong, but if you're constantly looking down, it's going to reformulate a good portion of the neck and end up with a bit of a problem. Standing up and simply walking can also help. What's called the sun salutation in yoga, which you can look that one up. It's basically standing, bringing your chest up and getting your head up real high. It's the opposite of looking down. It's the opposite of actually sitting. That's something we refer to as postural disengagement. It means to take whatever posture that you're spending too much time in and do the exact opposite, at least for a few seconds, just to refresh the muscles and the joints and the nervous system. Remember, your spinal cord is in the middle of those vertebrae. And if the vertebrae aren't lined up right, you're going to end up with problems with alignment from side to side, as well as from front to back, like we're discussing. One of the other things is surrounding musculature of the chest. Your arms have a significant amount of weight, and each arm weighs about 12 pounds, depending on the person. If they're in front of you, they'll do this, and it's almost like a weight pulling down like this, which puts your neck forward and down, and that's going to cause a worsening of the problem. So stretching your pec muscles out in a doorway, hanging, like they call them hangs in the gym, where you grab on a chin-up bar and dangle. If you can't do that, you simply put your arms up real high on a wall and stretch down, and you'll stretch latissimus dorsi, the lats, out. When you stretch the pecs and the lats, you automatically bring the frame up, which cues the neck to come up and put you in a better posture and a better position. That opens up the lungs. Now we have more space to breathe, and we can fill our lungs up with more oxygen and get rid of the carbon dioxide and the 400 other gases that come out of our lungs when we breathe. That cleanses our whole body. So you can see how deeply this gets. It gets deep into our body. If we're not breathing right, we're not cleansing our body. People want to talk about detoxification. That's one of the simplest natural detoxifiers that we're doing every time, all day long, is breathing. So why not maximize that? One of the ways to maximize that is to give you enough space in there. So that's one of the reasons good posture is good. And if you're not sure what your posture looks like, ask somebody that knows you fairly well and will be honest with you. And from the side, if you're really bent forward like that, your posture's not good, and that is causing everything from tech neck to thyroid issues all the way through, and all kinds of different fatigue. Aerobic exercise helps too, because what are you going to do? If you're going to go out and run or walk, any kind of exercise device that has you upright, bikes are spotty, it depends. You can open up the chest and build muscles and some of the lower back muscles, which will also help you get in a posture that's going to open that up. Another great hint, I have people go out and buy like a 1/2-inch piece of PVC tubing, that plastic tube you can get at hardware stores. Cut yourself about a 3-foot piece, put it behind the neck, just like this in a sense, and push forward, rock it back and forth, and bring your chin up. By doing that, you're going to push into the middle of that neck. And when you push the middle forward, you're basically increasing the curve. You're doing the opposite of what this is by looking down. You might want to spend 5 minutes rocking it around and pushing it forward. It actually feels really good. course, be gentle. If it feels like something strange is going on in your neck or your head when that's happening, go get yourself checked. There could be some more significant problem with your neck. You should be able to tolerate a simple exercise like that. You want to also strengthen the muscles. We talked about stretching them. You want to build some strength. One of my favorites is to do simply what they call a high row. You take a bar or two dumbbells like this and just bring it up. You stand real tall and you bring it up and you bring your chin up and you do this. So you're almost taking the bottom of your chin and hitting it if you have a bar. If not, bring the dumbbells up about your ears. Take a weight that you can do that easily about 15 times, and you would do it 3 times. So that's probably a pretty light weight with those high repetitions. All that together is going to change the shape of the neck, get the neck into a place where the nervous system can maximally conduct from brain to body. It's the whole concept of a lot of chiropractic ideas, physical therapy concepts, even in acupuncture, that if the nervous system isn't running right, you cannot connect brain to organ and organ back to brain. You lack the communication, which leads to very subtle, but over time, pretty significant health problems, okay? So get to work on fixing your tech neck, identify it, and stretch that neck, build some muscles around it, change your posture, oxygenate your body deeper. And remember, when you're breathing in any of these exercises I gave you, whether they're a stretch or a strengthening exercise, breathe through your nose almost completely. The mouth is more emergency breath for those for the aerobic work or for something that demands a lot of oxygen. We want to really get into getting that body oxygenated, and nasal breathing builds more gases and it makes you a lot healthier. So try all those ideas to get rid of your tech neck and get rid of a lot of the aggravation, from headaches to neck strain to shoulder problems, all the disorders associated with a bad cervical spine. Thanks.